What's poppin', everyone, and welcome back to the Monaco Chronicles for another video today. We appreciate everyone that's tuned in so far and everyone that's going to tune in. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment down below to let us know what you think, and also tell a friend if you think they might be interested. So if you haven't watched part 1 or 2 of the Zack TV Case Files, I suggest you go back now and watch that before continuing where we are today. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I'll put links in the descriptions below and you guys can go back and watch it. And to give you kind of a summary of what we went over in those videos, it was just kind of brief things like arrest reports and who were arrested, witness statements, cars and guns that were used in the crime that they found later on, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Today we got some very juicy things that we're going to be getting into, so I hope you all strapped up for the ride. Let's get it. So the IUC are associations. Homicide, first degree murder. Zachary Stoner is the victim, which we all know that by now. So the witnesses are all unknown. Alright. All this shit's unknown. This is all just witness shit. So this is the date and the time this shit, I guess, was made on. So Sarlo is the one that did this whole thing. So request type, notification, person's name, Henderson, EMP number, redacted, notification date and time, that's right here. Notification is the request type, person name, Gaines, star number, 4898. Again, the date and the time. Request type, notification, person's name, Laboon, star number 17644. Report distributions, there's no distribution. Investigation. On May 31st, 2018, Dr. Powers performed an autopsy on the remains of Zachary Stoner and determined the cause and manner of death is to be multiple gunshot wound / homicide. Alright, so the first bullet went through his shoulder and out his shoulder, and the second one went through the left side of his head and came out the right side of his ear, or hit the right side of his ear, and then got lodged. 1. Medium caliber projectile and a fragment recovered. Okay, so again, Chicago Police Department case supplementary report. So last offense classification, reclassification. Homicide, first degree murder. The address of occurrence, 751 Street, Clark Street. Or 751 South Clark Street. I would assume that's what that S stands for, South. Location type, it was on the street. Date of occurrence, May 30th, 2018. Original offense, homicide / first degree murder. Number of victims, 1. Number of offenders, 6. Number of arrested, 5. Secondary location, blank. Was it a hate crime? No. Was it fire related? No. Was it gang related? Yes. Which that's kind of weird. Because I'm pretty sure in one of the last videos, like part 1 or part 2, when we got, it was part 1 when we got into the arrest and we were going through, and I even said, and I pointed it out, right? When we seen that one guy who, I can't even remember his name, to be honest, because that was a little while ago, but he was the only one that was associated with the GDs. And I said, they said it's no gang affiliation to the shooting, right? But it's kind of weird when you got a GD over here who's part of the gang, part of the shooting, but you're saying it has nothing to do with each other, right? But then now you're here saying that it is gang related. So I mean, it just shows you how sloppy the work of the CPD is and what they've been doing this whole entire fucking time when it came to this case, which is fuck all. Anyways, domestic related, no. Reporting officer Delaney, star number 20559. Approving supervisor Valdez Esvaldo, star number 529. Primary detective Delaney Ryan, and again his star number. Date submitted, May 13th, 2019. Date approved, May 13th, 2019. Assignment type, field. So victims, again, the victim is Zach, individual, male, black, 30 years old, date of birth, 1988. Description, 6'1", 240 pounds, black hair, dreadlocks, hairstyle, brown eyes, black complexion. Sobriety unknown. Other classifications, state ID, that's blacked out. And then the states, obviously. And you got Devontae Davis. Male, black. 22 years old. Date of birth, 1996. Residence, 9251 Street, Indiana Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Which, that's another weird one, man. Like, I don't know why you're going to have anyone's address. Like, this is another weird one, too, because I don't know why you're going to have anyone's address not redacted in this, but then you're going to redact the beginning part of his birthday. Or you're going to redact certain things when it comes to this, like a state ID. But you're not going to redact his address, right? Where the man's, if he's still living at that address in Chicago and hasn't moved yet, like, that's dangerous as fuck, because now you got CPD out here leaking addresses. And these motherfuckers are gonna get hit up and shit because of Get Back, man. Like, this guy that got hit was one of the biggest figures in Chicago at the time when he went down. Did a lot for a lot of people. A lot of people probably hated on him too. But at the same time, it's like, yo, you're leaking the addresses of people. Like in Chicago, we know what happens when addresses get leaked, man. We've seen it time and time again. Someone leaks the location, someone pulls up and you get smoked. That's it. You're done. In the dirt. Dunzo. Like, you're not living no more. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how CPD out here just making sure people are falling off the map, man. And I know one of these guys died too. I think it was Charles Golden, bro. Charles Golden was the one that got killed. I could be wrong, but one of them did get killed. I'm telling you all that. Anyways, description, dark complexion, identified by photos and videotape. So IR number redacted, but you're not gonna redact the fucking address. CB number 197-911-93. Organization redacted, gang information, listed criminal organization redacted, gang identifiers. And even who it's printed by is redacted, so you're gonna protect the identity of the person that printed this document. But you're gonna leak my guy's address? Y'all doing Devontae Davis fucking dirty, bro. And I mean, I don't even fuck with these dudes, bro. You know, because they're out here smoking people that don't need to be smoked, right? Like, I mean, if Zack was still alive today, man, like, Chicago would be more beneficial for it. He was one of the dudes pushing for everyone to just stop the fucking fighting. Let's stop going to war, guys, and let's just be cool, and let's make Chicago one of the next biggest cities. You know, we can make it like in LA or something. Like, he did so much for that fucking city, man, just for motherfuckers to get jealous and smoke him. You know what I mean? For nothing. You know, over nothing. Like, for what? Like, literally, the fucking, it hasn't come out yet. There's no reason. People say it was over a girl. People say it's because people were jealous of him and they wanted to fucking get him. But he was one of the most loved figures in that city. And if you know Chicago, it's hard for anyone to love you out there besides one side or a couple sides, because everyone's just constantly at war. But this guy's going to fucking O Block, and then he's talking to FBG Duck on fucking 63rd and shit. You know what I mean? Pulling up to his block and shit. You know, so he's fucking with both sides. You know, he's fucking with the opposition. And he's just kind of cool with everyone, right? And everyone just kind of allowed it, you know, because of what he was doing for the city, putting everyone on, putting the city on, letting everyone see what the city was like. Well, you know what they say, man. Jealousy is the worst thing. Alright, so now on to Snyder Brian. Or Brian Snyder, I should say. So male, black, 19 years old. Date of birth, 1999. Again, address leaked. So yeah, that's definitely the same address as Devontae up here. So I would assume that they're living in the same house then, if that's the case, right? If they both have the same address listed. He was also identified by videotapes. All this shit's redacted. Alright, Justin Kane, male, black, 20 years old. Date of birth, 1998. Residence, 10517 South Prairie Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Identified by videotapes, and all this shit's redacted. Sean Davis, male, black, 19 years old. Date of birth, 1999. Residence. But yo, if y'all from Chicago, y'all probably know what the fuck where this is or what this is. So I mean, listen, it's weird. Right now, that's 3 for 3 addresses leaked out of the 5 suspects, right? So what's CPD trying to accomplish with doing this shit? That's my question. Why are you leaking the most important critical information that you should be keeping safe? But then you're redacting the start of their birthday. Like, it's just weird. Look, even here, they have man's fucking nickname. They ain't got no man's nick. Oh, they do up here too. Okay, so. Okay. I didn't even see that. Damn. Okay. So his nickname, Devontae, is a 6'4". Brian Schneider's BJ. That's the worst nickname, bro. You don't want to be named BJ, bro. Killer or no killer, bro. That is the worst. So Justin Kane's Just Blow. Yeah, it's actually pretty smooth still. Just Blow, Justin Kane, Blow Kane. Sean Davis. I was gonna say his nickname's In Custody, but nah, he ain't got no nickname there. Charles Golden, Tutu. Yeah, Charles Golden's Tutu. So male, black, 21 years old, date of birth in 1997, residence 12328 South Yale Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. That sounds like a fake address. Like, I don't know what the numbers out in Chicago be like, but that I've never seen that combination of numbers. Like, that's crazy. That's like the fakest address I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so last suspect. Name redacted. Surprise, surprise. Male, black, 24 years old. Date of birth, 1995. Residence, redacted. Which all of them should have been in the first place. Don't know why 4 of them were and 1 of them weren't. That's some goofy ass shit, man, if you ask me. So why is this guy protected? Was this guy like a confidential informant or something? Probably not, man, because they would have made an arrest instead of just bringing people in so that you can release them because you have insufficient evidence, right? So I don't know why they redacted his name and all his shit, but they didn't do that with anyone else. Or why they didn't even let us know his name and then redact his address and everyone else's address, which is what they should have did from the start. So Zack, right here, victim injuries, gunshot, firearm, type unknown. The weapon description is a firearm, obviously. Extent was fatal. Injured by offender. Chicago Fire Department provided first aid. CFD responding unit, ambulance 41, hospital Northwestern Memorial, authorized by Dr. Shapiro. Physician's name is Dr. Shapiro. Transported to. So Zack was transported to Northwestern Memorial by Allied Removal Service on May 30th, 2018. First aid was given by CPD. So weapons. Unknown or unpublished gunmate code unknown FNS 40 semi-automatic pistol, 4 inches black. Magazine capacity 14. Number of live rounds present in the firearm 12. So they used 2 bullets out of the gun. Unless if it wasn't fully loaded from the start. Anyways, owner Zachary Stoner. Oh, okay, so this is Zach's gun. This is the one that he had under the seat that he wasn't able to reach for when they pulled up on him and the shots first started happening, or they smacked into the back of his car, whatever the fuck happened first, right? Because the things that we do know are that there was a bullet hole in the windshield. There was a dent in the front of the car from hitting the pole when he stopped and stuff and his car was getting shot up and shit, right? He smashed into the pole. But there was also damage at the back of the car. So it's either from when the people that were chasing him smacked into the back of his car, causing him to smack into the front, smacking the front into the pole, or maybe he hit him along the way while they were shooting at the car driving down the street. I don't really know. I wasn't there. But what I do know is he did have a firearm under the seat. I don't think he ever reached for it because that's where they found it, was under the seat. So, I don't know. Do with that with what you will. Because right here, possessor user, Zack. So location found, victim vehicle under the seat. Okay, that's the inventory number. Glock 19, a 9mm pistol, blue steel. Truck 2007, Jeepster truck. VIN numbers here, which I don't know why you're gonna have the VIN number there and not redacted, but you're gonna redact the serial number of the fucking gun. I don't know. Maybe because it's a Zack's car, and because it's Zack's car, they're like, well, we don't care because he's already dead. So they just released a fucking VIN number. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. So the year range is 2007. Color top and bottom is gray. Description: bullet hole. Okay. Dent front and dent in the rear. Like I said. Owner Zack Stoner. Possessor user Zack. License redacted. Passenger car Illinois. Alright, now this one is a 1993 Chevrolet. Other explain a narrative sedan 4-door. VIN numbers here again. I don't know why it wasn't redacted. Don't ask me. I'm not these guys that did this report. I'm just some guy asking the question. So the year range is 1993. Color top bottom dark blue. Or blue dark, whatever the fuck that means. If it's dark blue or blue dark, I don't know. Dent front is or the description, dent front. So yeah, like I said, this car smacked into Zack's car because there's a dent like a dent in the front of this car, and the dent in the back of Zack's car. Right, so I'm assuming like one crashed into the other, causing the damage. Right, I mean that's what's gonna make the most sense. All right, owner redacted, possessor user unknown, license redacted, passenger car September 18th. All right, and then we got this one, which is automobile 2018 Chrysler Pacifica van cargo panel transport. Or VIN number. VIN number's here, not redacted again. Don't know why it's not redacted, but all right. 2018. Color top and bottom, silver and aluminum. Okay. The owner was Hertz Corpse, so this was probably a rental. Possessors and users, offenders. Well, possessor and users, offenders. This vehicle was burnt. So they burnt the fuck out of this vehicle after they used it. This was probably the getaway vehicle that they jumped into and drove away in, and then they set that bitch on fire after so that it couldn't be found, like whose it was or whatever. And all this other shit here. Location of incident, right? The date and time. And then death information, Zack again. Pronounced by Dr. Richards on May 30th, 2018. Cause of death, gunshot wound. Our medical examiner number, it's all right here. Method codes, person shot. Alright, CAU codes, drive-by shooting. Vehicles taken. 2018 Chrysler Pacifica cargo van. Which again, all the information's there that I just read. Firearms recovered, unknown or unpublished gun make code. And then right here, the FNS 40 semi-automatic pistol, black. And that was Zack's gun. I've already read all this stuff. I'm not just going to keep reading through all this information because a lot of it's just repeated. So I'm just going to kind of rush through. Well, not rush through. I'm not going to read all this shit. And I'm just going to read what's really important, to be honest. So again, the Jeep's their truck. The VIN number's here. All the other stuff that I've read is all here. Give you guys a second if you want to see that. And yeah, the 1993 Chevy. That's all the shit for that. Yeah, see, look, again, the Chrysler Pacifica van, the VIN number. Like, what's with all this repeated information, man? Damn. Like, these reports be boring as fuck to read, too, you know? Especially with all this repeated information, because then you gotta, like, figure it out quick, man. Because you don't want to just, like, keep reading over the same shit over and over and over, right? I've read it once, I've read it twice, I'll need to read it 50 times. So this is the detective investigator, Steven Rivera and Ryan Delaney. Reporting officer is David Acevedo. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just reading how it's pronounced or how I read it. You know, so if that's not how it's pronounced, my bad. But shit happens. So male, so all this shit's redacted. Alright, so now we're in witnesses. So female, white, 33 years old, 1985. 5'7", 5'7", 130 pounds. Residence, all the shit's redacted. Male, black, 32 years old, born in 1985. He's from Illinois. You got this guy. We just know that he's a guy. There's nothing else really here. This one down here is male, black, 30 years old, born in 1987. Male, black, 27 years old, born in 1990. Male, 32 years old, born in 1986. He was 5'8", 220 pounds. This guy here, male years, all that shit's redacted. You can't see anything. Other communications, male, Asian, Pacific Islander, 19 years old, birth date 1998. Female, black, 30 years old, born in 1988. That's just all the witnesses there, I believe. Yeah, that's all the witnesses. So these are all the individuals involved. Male, black, 27 years old, born in 91. Female, black, 69 years old, born in 1949. Witness injuries, all that shit's redacted. So crime code summary, first degree murder. Again, these are all the persons involved. We got Zack, Devontae Davis, Justin Kane, Sean Davis. So Devontae Davis and Sean Davis, so I'm assuming are brothers. Charles Golden, Brian Snyder, or maybe their case numbers, who knows. Incident notifications, so date and time, notification, person's name, Sarlo, star number 1313. Person's name, Henderson. Yeah, I'm not even gonna read all this shit. Alright. So report distributions. There was no distributions. Investigation. Due to the page limitations of Chris' system, this will be exceptional clear closed. Report 3 of 3. Investigation continued. It should be noted that RDs contacted the 2nd District lockup at 23:05 hours on July 24th, 2018 in order to retrieve additional mattresses or blankets. RDs were advised that the lockup did not have any available. On the 25th of July 2018, they submitted a request to the Illinois State Police Crime Lab for ballistic testing of the 6 fired cartridges casings recovered from the street at 700 South Clark Street. So that's something else that we didn't know. Or this is something else that I can verify in that last report too, that my guy did on his YouTube channel, which I can even put a description to his channel down below if you guys want to go and look at his videos for yourself. But there was 6 fired cartridges that were recovered. So there was 6 bullets that were shot. So there was 6 that were shot. There was 2 that hit Zack. I believe 1 hit a witness. So and 1 bullet recovered, and 1 bullet recovered from the victim stoner. RD further requested these evidentiary items to be compared to the Glock 19 handgun recovered under Zack's car seat. So on the 25th of July 2018 at 1300 hours, Redacted agreed to be re-interviewed by the RD at the Arena Central Detectives Division. So this interview should be considered a summary and not a verbatim account. Interview of Redacted. So he related essentially the same facts as previously reported. Could not remember the exact color of the vehicle, which blank described as van SUV or SUV hybrid. Redacted added that he had consumed approximately 2 bottles of wine prior to the shooting. They stated he believed that he was emotionally traumatized by the incident. Redacted stated he would be leaving the United States to go back to India in August, but hoped that he would return. On July 26, 2018, at 1100 hours, Assistant State's Attorney M. Spizzeri continued this murder investigation. Redacted, Devontae Davis and Sean Davis were released without charging. RD received and reviewed the cellular phone records of Justin Kane on May 30th, 2018 from, and this is probably like 12 o'clock in the morning, hours to 1:28 hours or 1:21 hours. So it's probably 1:21 a.m. because if they're going by military time, 1:21 military time would be 13. Kane's cell tower records and per call measurement data place Kane's cell phone near the vicinity of the Fuck Fame Fest 3 concert located at 416th Street, Clark Street at 1:28 a.m. Kane's cell phone received 2 incoming phone calls from Redacted. The cell phone associated with Redacted cellular tower that registered these calls is located near 16th Street between Stewart and Clark Street at 1:39 a.m. Kane's cell phone received a phone call from Redacted's phone. Kane's cell phone received a phone call from Redacted's phone. The cellular tower that registered this call was located at Redacted at 1:51 a.m. Kane's cell phone made an outgoing call to Redacted's phone. The cellular tower that registered this phone call was located here, which is also redacted. But they couldn't even redact the fucking addresses. Like, you know, you're redacting all this shit, but you're not redacting the fucking addresses. Like, I don't get it. Like, come on, man. 2 more calls between these phones took place at 2:01 a.m. and 3 o'clock a.m., I guess. Both phones registered to a tower near 97th Street and Michigan Avenue. The movement of Kane's cell phone is consistent with the recovered surveillance video showing the path of travel for the 2018 Chrysler Pacifica. So there we go. We know that Kane was inside the Chrysler Pacifica because his phone call records basically went the same way that that van apparently went. So on the 12th of September 2018, Justin Kane was placed into custody by members of the Chicago Police Department Gang Investigations Unit. Kane was transported to Area Central and placed into the interview room 3 with ERI equipment activated. RD relocated and interviewed a witness, redacted, at the Crook County Correctional Center. The following interview is a summary and should not be considered verbatim unless otherwise noted. So, interview of Redacted stated that he'd been friends with Redacted, aka he stated that he did not want to go to the rap concert the night of the incident, but went because he wanted to support his friend. He stated the rap concert was going smoothly. He stated that while on stage, someone mentioned a rap group in his rap song, meaning the Chicago neighborhood associated with the streets numbering in the hundreds. So Redacted stated a group in the crowd with the, I'm assuming, victim appeared to get mad at the comment. Or he stated a group in the crowd, Redacted, appeared to get mad at the comment. He stated that the group with the Redacted went on stage next and said, Redacted. Stated the blank was on stage with several other males. He stated that after the Redacted group performed, he went back onto the stage to wish his girlfriend a happy birthday. He stated the same group shouted, "Fuck that bitch." So he stated he did not believe Redacted heard the remark. He stated he started to walk back to his vehicle. He stated his vehicle was parked on Clark Street near a Subway restaurant approximately 2 blocks south. He stated that Stoner kept insisting that everyone get in Stoner's vehicle. He stated that he had a real bad feeling and got the chills. He described Stoner as sounding. He stated he went to his vehicle, a Chevrolet Impala, and retrieved a handgun. He stated he had a really bad feeling that he could not explain and felt he may needed to defend himself of his friends. He stated that he went back to Stoner's car, but Redacted's girlfriend had exited Stoner's vehicle. He sat down in the front passenger seat of Stoner's vehicle. He stated that he was looking in the direction of Stoner and observed a silver minivan approach. He stated he felt that the events were happening in slow motion. He stated that the front passenger window and the middle passenger side window were down. He stated that he observed a male black with a dark complexion wearing a blue or powdered blue t-shirt holding a Glock with an extended magazine. He stated that this individual pointed a Glock out the middle of the passenger side window. He stated that he saw and heard a lot of gunshots but did not know how many. He stated he believed that the front passenger was shooting a handgun also, but he wasn't sure and was focused on the middle passenger side. He stated he was grazed 4 times by bullets. He stated he had a grazed wound to his right armpit, right hip, and left shoulder. He stated he ducked down in his seat, removed his handgun from his pants, and returned fire through the front windshield of Stoner's vehicle. He stated he knew Stoner carried a handgun, but neither Redacted nor Stoner had their handguns out when the shooting began. He stated he and his friends were scared that the minivan was going to circle the block and fire at them again. He stated that he was in a stage of shell shock and fled the scene in Redacted's girlfriend's vehicle. He stated he regretted leaving the scene, but also felt they needed to leave to be safe. RD showed Redacted two still capture images of the offending Chrysler Pacifica. Redacted identified it as the vehicle used in Stoner's murder. RD signed and initialed the photographs. Redacted viewed a still captured photograph of Redacted, IR number Redacted, depicting Redacted on stage at the Rec concert. Redacted identified Redacted as the, I would assume, shooter or the person he referred to in his earlier statement up here. Referred to maybe someone yelling at the concert. Maybe he was referred to the person shooting. Like, who knows? A lot of things he could have been referred to, you know? Anyways. Detective H. Matthews of the Cook County Jail Liaison Unit acted as an independent administrator and conducted a photo array with Redacted, identified Devontae Davis as the individual he observed firing the handgun from the middle passenger side window of the offending Chrysler Pacifica. For further details, refer to a separate progress lineup supplementary report. RD relocated to the Area Central Detective Division to interview Justin Kane. RD explained to Kane why he was in custody and advised Kane of his Miranda warning with Detective Carroll. As a witness, Kane stated, "I did not pull the trigger." Kane asked for an attorney. The interview was immediately terminated. 14:30 hours, ASA Spazzieri continued this murder investigation. Justin Kane was released without charging. RD had received ballistic information stating that there is a high confidence correlation existing between the fire cartridge casings recovered in the RD numbers. Murder of Zachary Stoner, JB322801. So murder of Zachary Stoner, JB322801. Murder of Denzel Nelson. RD submitted ISP request form 77085 to compare the fired cartridge casings recovered on the street at 700 South Clark Street under RD number JB284616 to the Glock 19 handgun, Gen 4 serial number redacted, 9mm semi-automatic pistol with an extended magazine. Recovered from the homicide scene, redacted reported under RD number JB322801. Forensic scientist Justina, and I cannot pronounce that, so I'm not even going to try, of the Illinois State Forensic Science Center conducted an analysis that confirmed BIA number 2018-793. The four Remington 9mm Luger fired cartridge casings recovered from 700 South Clark Street were fired from the same Glock 19 handgun, recovered from the homicide scene at, and then redacted. On November 24, 2018, RD issued a no probable cause investigation alert in the effort to interview redacted. On December 27, 2018, RD was advised that redacted was shot and transported to the University of Chicago emergency room. Detective Carroll, number 20356, and RD relocated to the trauma room 553 at the University of Chicago Hospital in order to interview redacted. The interview of redacted, he denied any involvement in the murder of Zachary Stoner. He admitted he explained to Stoner's people that he had nothing to do with the murder. He denied being in a vehicle with redacted and denied being near the location of the shooting. He stated he left the refugee lounge early and immediately went to 43rd Street and Michigan Avenue. He denied speaking with Justin Kane, aka Just Blow, around the time of the murder. He refused to answer any further questions and related he wanted an attorney. The interview with redacted was immediately terminated. Investigative alert was expired. RD was unable to re-interview the witness redacted, aka redacted, before he was the victim of a homicide. RD had attempted to locate and re-interview witness redacted on several occasions. RD learned from redacted's employer that he quit his job and shut down his cell phone number. RD discovered that after the murder, redacted surrounded his Illinois driver's license and obtained a driver's license from the state of Arizona. RD had issued investigative alert number redacted with negative results. RD was not able to identify or interview Redacted. There are no records of Redacted in the Chicago Police Data Warehouse System. Illinois' Secretary of State Records or accurate law enforcement searches, RD attempted to relocate and interview witnesses. Redacted. RD relocated to multiple homeless shelters in the area with negative results. RD had issued an investigative alert for Redacted with a negative result. RD was unable to locate or interview Redacted. RD had learned that Redacted had active arrest warrants and had fled to California. Witness Redacted stated he was traumatized by the incident and that he was leaving the country to return to India. RD learned from Detective S. Bourne, number 20056, that on December 30th, 2018, Redacted was the victim of a homicide in South Suburban Dalton, Illinois. RD contacted Detective Frazier of the Dalton Police Department, who related the homicide of Redacted was recorded under case number D18-26175. Devontae Davis was arrested by the members of the Chicago Police Department's Fugitive Apprehension Unit. Davis was transported to the Area Central Detectives Division and placed in an interview room 6 with ERI equipment activated. RD advised Davis of his Miranda rights, with Detective Thelen as a witness. Davis agreed to speak with RD. Davis denied any involvement in this incident. Davis denied ever entering the minivan at 1440 hours. Davis denied ever entering a minivan. Davis related that he wanted to call his lawyer. On April 5th, 2019, RD contacted the Felony Review Unit of the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. The ASA denied first-degree murder charges at 11:42 hours, citing inconsistent witness mutual competence. It is the contention of the reporting detective that this investigation has proven to the satisfaction of the Chicago Police Department that Devontae Davis, the shooter seated in the middle of the passenger seat, identified by Redacted and Redacted, the shooter seated in the front passenger seat, identified by Sean Davis, caused the death of Zachary Stoner by shooting Stoner. The reporting detective therefore requests that this case be reclassified as exceptionally cleared closed, barred to prosecute Devontae Davis by the death of the offender, Zachary Stoner. Report of Detective Delaney, number 20559, Area Central Detective Division. This brings us to the end of today's video and the end of our Zack TV1 Case Files series. I really did hope you guys enjoyed it while it lasted and you guys were along for the ride. And if so, please leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel and everything to show your support to the hustle. In the next video, we're going to be going over what I think everything that happened in this case and how everything went. And I'm very excited to be doing that. Then I'll be coming at you guys with a brand new topic. So I hope you guys are excited for what the future holds and I look forward to sharing it with you. Y'all stay up.